students here. I'm not sure what happened. I will send a new link. I'll have to send a new link, I'm not sure. Aha. Someone entered. Let's see if I can send the link. There's 2 of us. Who's there? Kietla. Very confusing, isn't it? Let's see. Okay, who's there? Some people are coming in. I don't know if it's UNDASH students. Not good. Oh well, I have 2 viewers. I'm not sure why people cannot see. I had set it to private, and then I changed it to public. What is the problem? hear me? Who's there? Are we just going to start late? I'll wait. Aha! Bonsoir. Who's there? I'm going to try and show my video. I don't know why it's not working. Who's there? I have 4 people. There. Hello. All right, who's there? Aha, so there's people. Okay, so please introduce yourselves. Let me know who's present. Kidla. I'm highly proficient in this software. Bienvenue, Harry. Great. Kenold. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, people are coming now. Let's wait. There are over 35 students. So I'll wait till others log in. Hello. I'm going to set up one more page. We're just waiting for others to arrive. Just waiting to see how many enter. If you have any questions, I believe Doran is available. He's been emailing me. I'm just going to set up one more page. Just waiting for students to arrive. I'm here. So the disadvantage to YouTube is that we don't get to see each other. But the advantages are multiple, many advantages to using YouTube. Let's see how many you are. Okay. 10 students. Bonsoir. Yes, at the last minute, Doran wrote me and said, let's just get to YouTube. And it's smart because it takes a little while to set it up, log in and set this up. My intention, bonsoir, my intention was to make this private, but it wasn't working. I have to figure out how to set it private. I think after I make the video, I can set it private. But for now, if anyone has objections, you can let me know. But this is the most stable system I have to instruction. Zoom has, well, mainly as I mentioned in the syllabus, the videos here can be automatically translated and recorded so you can review them later. All right, so that's an advantage. Bonsoir. So this is me. Bonsoir. You get to see me and I don't get to see you. But that's how it's going to be. I know. So, let's see. I'm going to begin with the syllabus that I've shared with you. It's prepared between myself and Dr. Aspiler, Professor Aspiler. I'm going to conduct the first half of the course and Aspiler will resume with the second half. So the first half will be in English and the second half will be in French. Sorry about that. Just going to make it a little bit bigger. So I provide a description of statistics of the class. You can read that. And our objectives. And we'll begin the class with discussing statistics overall. We'll do an overview today. What I want to begin with is demonstrating the resources that you have for the class. Some delay. Considerable delay in this video. Okay. Let me see what I can use. There is a background noise because my fan is running. I hope that doesn't bother you too much. If I speak closer to the microphone, it should help. You can let me know. Unfortunately, I'll take this out. How's that? Is that better? Is that better? All right. So I sent you the syllabus. You can chat with each other, or you can send me a chat as well, okay, a message. And you can send that in English, you can send that in French. I will do my best to understand any questions or concerns that you have. The sound is so bad. That's very strange. Something might have happened to my microphone. Let's see. I'm going to try it. Is this better? I tried it with my microphone. Maybe I damaged it. How's that? How does that sound? I should have done a test. How does that sound? Really? Oh my goodness. Let me try. I'm going to try my headphones. See if that helps. Okay. Can you hear me now? Is that any better? Testing 1, 2, 3. Is that a better sound? Okay, so maybe my speaker is damaged, or my microphone. I'm using my AirPods now. Okay, all right. So this worked. My investment in AirPods was worth it. Okay, so very good. So it's 6:30, which is okay. Today, really, I want to orient you with the materials of the course, and then I'm going to leave you with an assignment of watching an hour worth of videos, and I'm trusting that you're going to watch them tonight. That's my hope, all right? So I began with the syllabus, and where I want to go next, I want to show you the website for the course. I'm sorry, I'm sending you to so many places, but I want to give you the best that there is. I think YouTube is the best streaming service I can use, and the platform that was already created for UNDH is the one I want to use, and it was just updated for you, and you should have received an invitation to the platform. Please let me know if you did. Very good. One trick is if you are having a blurry view, just refresh your screen, okay, in YouTube.
Okay, so I'm writing you a note. In YouTube, you will need to occasionally refresh your page to get a clear image. All right? All right, so if you could, when you log in or you enter the chat or the class, please announce yourself so I know who's here. That would be for the attendance record. Hello, Patrick. I will know who's here, and it's for the attendance, and also lets other people know if you're here, and I can call on you by name. I just can't believe how slow the video is. I'm going to refresh. Okay, so when you don't see what I see, hi Mario. When you don't see what I'm talking about, just refresh your screen. It might have a delay. All right. So this is what I'm showing you. What I'm demonstrating you right now is the website for the course. Everybody sees it? It's a little small. I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to collapse this and I'll make it larger on this side. No, not that one. All right. And what you see here is the course. I have to put the new syllabus in there, and I have to update the evaluation, so don't look at that. Okay, so what I provide you with is the course material. Okay, so you get here the units of the course. You have for this class 6 units. This is unit 1. We're going to look at this today. In unit 1, I provide you with lecture notes and then what's called annotated notes. Annotated notes contain the answers to the questions I posed in the lecture notes. So you may want to study with the lecture notes first and try and answer the questions yourself and then look at the solutions. That's what I recommend. There are also homework exercises here. And these are just multiple choice questions for practice. So you see. And then there are practice assignments for you. All of this is for you to review. This is for you to review. We are going to spend our lectures discussing the lecture notes, and I can also answer questions that you might have from the other materials. The course goes quite quickly in the weekend, but during the week you'll have time to review these things on your own time. You have to make a schedule to give yourself time to review these materials. Also, I've put in here quizzes. Again, these are for you to review on your own. The quizzes are multiple choice and they are timed. They're 40 minutes. So I'm showing you what it looks like. So I enter, you see, and at the beginning is a statement of the honor code for this class. This quiz is not an official quiz in that I'm not going to use it for points in the evaluation of the course. But you should attempt these quizzes on your own to give you an idea of your level of understanding, to provide you feedback, okay? So the honor code says, in order to ensure fairness, all students participating in my online class must agree to abide by the following code of conduct for quizzes. My answers to quizzes will be all my own work. I will not make solutions to quizzes available to anyone else. This includes both solutions written by me, as well as any official solutions provided by the course staff. I am not engaged in any other activities that will dishonestly improve my results or dishonestly improve or hurt the results of others. So this is a general honor code that I have throughout the quizzes, and I'm going to use it when I post tests as well. So you can answer these. I'm just going to pick some to show you. So I'm going to pick some answers here. And what happens is it automatically grades for you. You just send it in, submit. And I get the results. It tells me which one is wrong and which one is right. And then I can say, finish the review, and I can try it again. Got it? So this is for you to practice. And you can try it as many times as you want to figure out what is the correct answer, okay? Questions about that? So that, again, going back, let me get out of here. So the course has been divided up into 6 units where you have lecture notes, notes with answers called annotated notes, homework exercises that are just for you, the solutions to the homework exercises are provided. I'm going to show. Yeah, okay, sorry, it's jumping around. So the solutions to the review exercises are at the end. At the end of all these questions, I even give you the answers. So this material is for you to study on your own. And you can bring questions to the class if you're having trouble, any difficulty solving problems. You can email me if you have difficulty so I can answer your questions during the lecture or at some point during the lecture. So you have homework. So the answers are at the end of the homework, but as well, I've provided a document at the top called homework, and that has the solutions solved. Okay, that contains the solved answers, but not the first unit, subsequent units. It's very slow. I'm not sure why. You see? So here I have all the answers for you. All solved. So you can check your work. Are you with me? You follow? Oops. Go back to this. Okay, so this is the unit. Lecture notes, notes with solutions or answers to the questions posed, homework with the solutions above, but the answers in the document. Practice assignments with the solutions below. Okay, and then quizzes. All these resources are for you for Unit 1. Unit 2, Graphing and Descriptive Statistics, has lecture notes, annotated notes, an extra document, homework, and then all of these. These are video lectures that were edited by me years ago, and they provide the lecture for these pages of the notes. All right, now we're going to discuss some of these in class, but maybe you want to see it solved. Maybe there's some things I won't get to, so you can find them here. I'll make sure that all the notes are covered. Either I will cover them or they'll be available in the videos, okay? So all these videos, these link to edited YouTube videos. And again, practice questions and quizzes. So Unit 2 has 2 parts. Graphing and Descriptive Statistics is part 1 of Unit 2. And the second part of Unit 2 is the normal distribution. So that's also called Unit 2. Again, many videos. These are video links to YouTube. Okay, so questions so far? Comments? Patrick? At the end of the syllabus, and it is a review, an overview of the whole course. Okay, this is the last page of the syllabus. And here I mention the units, the subjects, and the documents that I will cover in class, any videos you need to see, and the days that we will cover them. Okay, so that will help organize your studying. Okay, and this is how the material has been organized for the class. Any comments or questions? I'm going to talk about the evaluation and then the tools that you'll need as we're waiting for people to enter as well. There's still people missing. Okay, so all I'm just showing you here is what I'm showing you is in the syllabus. The midterm exam will be mine 45%, and it's scheduled for January 22. That's Friday, vendredi. And then the final exam has been scheduled as well. I'm going to just pull this up. I'm going to put it, it's going to be on, it's scheduled for February 7th. This is AM. This is the last day of class. This is dimanche. And January 22nd is Friday. So this is PM, and this is AM. Okay? I will encourage participation, answering my questions if I call on you, and your attendance, which I can capture in the chat. All right? If you have difficulty or you don't like YouTube, please let me know in advance, and I'll see what I can do. But I really prefer YouTube for the purpose of, like, as I mentioned, the automatic saving, the strength of YouTube, it doesn't buffer, and the automatic translation for your review when you watch the saved video. What else can I tell you about before I get into the material? I need to tell you about, this is page 3. So the platform I was demonstrating earlier is this one. And you can find it at this link here. You should have received an invitation to the what's called Comunidad website. So don't check your spam. I'm just answering Aaron's question. What we can do is we can use YouTube for my instruction, and then we can maybe meet in Zoom for you to speak if you really want to meet and speak. I find there's not too many questions, but usually in this course, but maybe we can do that where I set aside half an hour at the end where we converse. And I think Zoom can facilitate that. So my question to you is, did you receive an email invitation to the platform, the course resources? Thank you, Pierre. Yeah, we could do that. If I guess towards the end of the class I can check. Okay, some people did. If you did not receive, I'm going to put it in the chat. If you did not receive an invitation to Comunidad, email me at my email address, because, or try and find it in spam first. Let me know, because some of the email addresses appeared incorrect. They're just slight errors in the email address. So you might not have gotten it. See, I get to use my translator. Oh, somebody wrote me. Spent an hour sorting out the technicalities, but hopefully it was worth the investment. I'm just checking. Okay. Okay. So if you have trouble finding it, or email me, okay? So that's the Comunidad website. So there you will find all the course resources that I described, lecture notes, and links to previously edited instructional videos, practice assignments, practice quizzes, homework solutions, and practice exams. Oh, I didn't show you that yet. Let me show you the practice exams. Yes, Rick, those instructions should be sent to you, how to get the platform. Yes, oh, Rick is answering the question, I think. So you should be receiving an email. Okay. So, let me show you, I'm going to show you how I have exams on there too. So if I scroll down, you see? So this is regression. This will be unit 3. And you see what I have here. These are midterms. So these are old midterms that you can practice. You can study for practice, all right? And then, so that's where I will finish teaching you. And then Professor Aspilero will take over and he will cover these topics. And at the end, you have final exam, review, practice assignments. I'll add some more final exams here. And then there's some description about the breakdown or distribution of the exam. And then there's something called the mock final. This is a final exam that looks similar. I should unhide this. It looks similar to the exam you will get. Well, actually, you know what? I'm not sure if Aspilero will give my exam or he'll give his own, so I need to verify that. So I'll have to check if he'll use my exam or his own. All right, so you have lots of resources. You just need time to look at it all. Questions? The username and password will be individualized, okay? Invitation will contain information on your username and password. They'll be unique to you, all right? You can't just go to the site. That's the email should provide the details. If you didn't get the email, then please let me know. Send me an email and let me know that you did not receive the instructions. Okay, so let's, if you didn't get the email, let me know. Write me and we'll resolve it by tomorrow. Right now it's fine because I haven't even started yet, and I'm going to email you. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to finish what we're talking about now and then get into the first set of notes, which I'll email to you, so you don't need the link to the website right now, okay? All right, so in addition to the platform with the resources, there are also videos that I'm going to introduce you to today. There are 4 videos from a series. The series was acclaimed series in statistics education. It's about 25 years old now, but it's such a good series. I don't think it's ever been matched or improved, so I keep showing it. It's known as Decisions Through Data. And what I've done is I've put those videos in YouTube for you, and I have permission from the producers to do that. So you can watch them at this link here, and they're public right now. Now, the information in those videos is part of the content for Unit 1. So you need to watch those tonight after class, after we meet. I'll leave you time tonight so you can watch those. In addition to my platform with videos, pre-edited videos, and and the Decision Through Data videos, I'm going to store the videos of the live streams in a playlist for you as well. And I got to figure out how to make it private. I got to sort that out. Okay. Any questions about those videos? There are even more videos. I have many playlists, but there's way too much material for you to get through everything. So I'm trying to focus you towards the edited videos and the ones we cover together in the live streams. Okay, all right, let's talk about the textbook. So the textbook I mentioned, the textbook is for reference. You don't really need the textbook, but some students like to go deeper or go back, and everyone's different, and I want to help facilitate the fact that people learn different ways. And some people like the textbook. You can get a copy through Durant. I think he provides it here. I can't get into there. I don't have the access, but I guess you do. And he should have a copy there for you, all right? But you can see it. My material is extensive, and you have a lot of resources, so you might not even feel you need the textbook, but it's there. My recommendation is you cover my notes first and then go into the textbook for reference. Okay, so if you don't understand something and you want to go to the source, go into the textbook. Okay, so some people are already connected to the site. That's good. All right, so here's the course by unit. And what I've done here is I've mentioned the textbook sections where the material is covered, okay? So by the end of Unit 1, you should know what all these terms mean here. I refer to Unit 2 as the two parts, GDS and NOR. And then regression, and that will take us to the midterm exam, which I will allow to be 3 hours. I haven't decided if I will make it all multiple choice or that you complete it and send it to me. I have to decide yet how I'm going to do that. But it is scheduled for the 22nd of January in the morning. Okay, so again, all I've done here is I've put the sections of the textbook where you can find the material if you want to use the textbook as a reference. Okay, so there's all the material, and I just blurry. You're going to understand all of this in a month's time. It's all very exciting. To purchase the textbook, if you want your own hard copy, you can buy it online. I don't know that it'll get here on time, but it might be nice by the time the midterm or the final exam comes around. You could buy the global edition or the hardcover. Now, this is the 8th edition. Okay, there's a newer edition now since last year, but I haven't seen it, and I didn't realize there was one until today. So it means that I would have to change all the, or verify all the sections I've mentioned above. So to match the sections, you would need this version of the textbook, okay, the 8th edition. I've given you the ISBN numbers, okay? So, any questions about the textbook? Or can I go on to talk about the tools that we'll use for this class? The delay is something else. I can't believe how slow this is. So I'm at the textbook. And no questions about the textbook? Okay. So next, the calculator and Excel I mentioned. Usually I have students purchase a calculator for the class because they'll have to use the calculator for the test. And I think it's a great tool to learn how to use a calculator rather than having to start a computer and initiate Excel to do statistics. It's nice to have a calculator. So what I'm going to do is take some time to show you both Excel and how to use a calculator in statistical mode. Now, the calculator I recommend to do things most efficiently is this one. Now, if you haven't purchased it or you don't have access to one, you can buy it as an app on a smart device, an iPad or tablet. But if you don't have that, you at least need Excel, okay? So it's one or the other. The fact is, for the test, you can use Excel now, right? Because we're working at distance. Louise? It's from my university, so yes, you can trust it. You can trust the email. So you can get the app, and I'll show you, actually, I can show you right now the app that I have. I'm working on the iPad, and I bought the app. This is 10B, wait, where's the one? BA2 Plus, there it is. You see? Isn't that lovely? So I'm going to use the iPad for instruction with the calculator, and I can also put Excel on here, I believe, and show you how to use Excel. Okay. Oops. All right. So if you want to try and find the calculator, look at the price. It might cost you something, but it shouldn't be too much. Maybe $15 for the app. Okay. Now I like this calculator because we'll be able to do what's called two variable statistics. Let me clean this up. Two variable statistics. It will be so fast to do. You'll see the speed at which I can calculate a regression line with that, with the calculator, and you'll appreciate it. Maybe go out and buy one or get the app. Okay, so the app, like I said, is like $15 in a smart device. And if you have an Android, you may find something similar. I can't guarantee how good it is, but what you want is this, two variable statistics. You want it to be able to do two variable statistics. As a guide, I mention above here that any calculator you want to try to use has to have these symbols on it. Okay? It should have something that says stat or SD on it. It should have something that looks like this, or this, or this, or this, like that you can enter data into it. and then some statistical symbols like this or this. And then also we need some probability calculations in this combinatoric, or this combination symbol. So you need these 4 things, okay? This or this, summation, or data, one of these, or that, okay? So that's the calculator. Questions about the calculator? And really, that's it. So this will all make sense later, but for now, you have all the information available to you. Read over the syllabus carefully and let me know if you have any questions. We are going to begin today with the design of experiments and samples topic. This is about collecting data, designing experiments, and surveys, okay? You will need these 3 documents. Well, I'm going to review one of these, but this will be the documents primarily that we'll cover. And that will be today and tomorrow. And there's no videos. I mentioned videos with this asterisk here. What I'm talking about are the pre-edited videos that are in this playlist, a different playlist than the one we're in right now. Okay, but we are going to watch, or I'm going to have you watch, the decision through data videos today. And I will remind you that I provided the link above. It's here. Oops. Okay, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But you have all the information here, is what my point is. The videos. There's 4, and it's a total of 15 minutes each. Sorry, total hour, 15 minutes each video. Okay, so let me take 5 minutes. Let's take a little break. You guys can get organized. I'm going to send you by email the notes because some of you are in Comunidad and some of you are not. So I'll send you the notes that we're going to begin with right now. Okay? I'm going to pause.
Okay, I'm back.
should be. Oh, I don't know why. Testing, testing. What a disaster. It's now working, but Patrick, you told me that last time. Is it really okay? Okay. Okay, I'm just going to start. It was that break I took. Okay, so why do we study statistics? What is a statistic? Can someone tell me why we study statistics? Why do we study statistics? We want to know what do we want to know when we study statistics? Anybody answer? Let me give you a different question, okay? Because I see the hesitation. Give me an example of a statistic. Give me an example of a statistic. An example, anything. And then I'll ask you my question. Okay, so answer that first question. Give me an example of a statistic. The age of a population. Okay, you could be more precise, but okay. The age of a population. Some people cannot hear me. I'm not sure why. Others can. I'm just going to continue. If you can't hear anything, yes, refresh the page if you get stuck. Okay, and why would we want to know age groups in a population? Why does that interest us? So you have an idea of a statistic. A statistic, but for what purpose? Okay, the market share of a business. Okay, you're giving me examples of things you'd like to know. So question one is, give me an example of a statistic. You guys are not specific enough. That's okay. Question two, why? What is a statistic? And question three is, why do we study statistics? Or why do we care about statistics? Okay. So question one, give me an example. You guys are giving me examples. So what is a statistic? A statistic more precisely And you're going to see me repeat this again and again. An example of statistics. So you guys said age, but you didn't tell me precisely question 2, what is a statistic? A statistic is a number computed from a sample of data. You could say it that way. I'll put it in brackets. Okay, a statistic is a number computed from a sample. What's a sample? A sample is drawn from a population. Let me let that fit better. Hold on, off the screen. Oh, that's why. I was touching a key. Maybe that was affecting the sound. My iPad was touching a key. Okay. Okay, a statistic is a number computed from a sample. So if you have a population, let's say you're interested in age women in MBA program. In North America, let's say. That'll include Haiti. Some people will include it in Haiti. Okay, include all those countries. Okay, so if we want to know the age of women in an MBA program in North America, then the population would be all women, every single one of them, with a population size and which would be hard to tally. You know, sometimes you can't get a full list of everyone. It's a challenge. People are hard to find if they're not listed, if they are transient, or it's just hard to count everybody at a single point in time to get all that tally of how many women there are, right? We do census in countries where we try to count all the women or all the men or all the people in a certain region, but it's very challenging, and often people are missed and estimates have to be made. But if we had that, let's say, a full size N, we use this letter N to represent the population size. And this is common to use this symbol. I'm making a mess of the number. Let me just write that again. That symbol is universal for sample size. Population size. A sample is a portion that's taken, and it's smaller, or N is smaller than the complete population. Okay, so if there were, for example, 1 million women, in a region, then a sample, we take, let's just say 100, okay? So the sample that we take would be the age of the sample of all these women. Any calculations made from the sample made from this information are known as statistics. Okay? So if we have a sample of women, you ask them several different questions. One could be their age, and you could calculate a measure that summarized that age. You could calculate an average or something like that. So an example would be average age. For what purpose? What is the purpose of doing this? So for question 1, where I asked you, give me an example of a statistic, I'm making this longer than I should. Okay, so the average age of women in a sample of women in MBA programs in North America. So average age is a statistic because it's from a sample that makes it a statistic. The second question was, what is a statistic? And I answered it here. A statistic is a number computed from a sample. And then my third question was, why do we study statistics? So what? Who cares? Why do we do this? The reason we do this is because we intend to estimate true values. You can't see that again. I have to make that fit. Okay, so we calculate a statistic from a sample with the intention of estimating the true value, the actual average of all women in MBA programs in North America. What's another word for true values? Does anybody know? If you were to have all the information from the population, you don't need a sample and you don't need statistics. This is really what we want. We want the true value, okay? But in the absence of all the information, we cannot calculate characteristics of a population, so we create a sample to do it for us. The best that we can do it is dependent on the estimate that we use and the quality of the sample. So what am I getting at? Characteristics. What are characteristics or calculations? Calculations from population data are parameters. I'm going to put an S. Parameters, okay? So you may have heard these terms used very loosely. Calculations, so actual averages from all subjects in a population, it's known as a parameter. Statistics are intended to estimate parameters, and that's what we're trying to do. Okay, now the quality of your guess is dependent on how good the sample is and some properties of statistics that we're going to learn about in this class. Okay, so there's limitations when you don't have the full population, and so you have to be wary of assumptions that you make at every step in using statistics that you calculate from a sample. Okay, so statistics estimate parameters. So, why do we study statistics? We, in this uncertain world that we live in, we want a better hold on what's going to happen next. So we gather information about something that interests us, and we know we won't have complete information. We're just going to have a sample of information. And with that information, we can estimate what's actually the case and make predictions about what to expect in an uncertain world. Oops. So why do we study statistics? We study statistics with the goal of gaining information from data about a variable so that we can better understand what to expect. Okay? So when it comes to the age of women in the MBA program, that might affect marketing strategies for a school, trying to attract women of different ages, finding out which women are actually interested in MBA programs. So we want to get a hold of who we can expect in an MBA program, who's missing, because that's also what it's going to tell us, and who we can market to, maybe to increase our enrollment in an MBA program. So you guys gave me the example, and I used it to explain this. All right, so variables. What are variables? So variables are the characteristics of persons or things that can be expressed as a number. These are the characteristics of interest to us, okay? The value the variable actually takes on is possibly data that we can collect. Now, there's two types of variables, and most of what we discuss is rather intuitive, okay? It's rather intuitive. You're going to get, just from your own common sense, much of what I'm saying. I'm just formalizing or standardizing the language so that we can communicate and we can develop some rules for calculating statistics. But first, we have to distinguish between the types of data or types of variables. There are two broader types of variables. One is quantitative and one is what we call categorical or qualitative. And I provide this example to help you tease apart the differences. So I'm going to ask you to consider these four different variables: favorite restaurant, number of passengers in a car, temperature, and performance rank. So all of these are variables. Favorite restaurant, you could assign a number to different restaurants so that you could analyze those values of the variable favorite restaurant, okay? The number of passengers in a car is a number, temperature is a number, and performance rank is a number. Example being like first, second, third. That's an example for performance rank. So that could be a ranking in job performance or in athletic performance or in artistic performance. Okay, so first, second, and third ranking. Okay, so let's look at the two favorite restaurant and number of passengers in the car. Considering these two, what's different between them? How do you describe the difference between these types of variables? Anybody? Favorite restaurant and number of passengers in the car. Okay, so favorite restaurant is based on the person's taste. That's okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, let's be. You're making me think, Kate. Let's clarify what I mean by favorite. So the number that favorite restaurant takes. So let's just say restaurant 1, restaurant 2, restaurant 3, and this is not a ranking. This is just I'm numbering them. Okay, this is not like first, second, and third. It's just I'm numbering them. Restaurant 4. The number I assign, so let's say restaurant 1 in my list was, see, we have different restaurants, so this is why I'm avoiding doing this. So let's say this was ABC restaurant, and this is called Downey restaurant, and this is McDonald's. You guys see? You can't see. I have to shrink it. They're just different restaurants. So this is just my list, restaurant 4. And I make a list of restaurants. Okay, so these are just the names of restaurants. And I make a list and I start asking people, out of this list, which one is your favorite restaurant? And they'll say, well, 1, another person might say 2, another might say 4, another might say 1. So I make a list. Let's say this is my data. I'll make an Excel spreadsheet, and this stands for observation. And then the first person that I asked, I use X because that will be my variable, or let's give it a name so it's not so confusing. Restaurant. And the first person you asked said their favorite restaurant was number 3, and the next one said their favorite restaurant was number 2, and the next one said 3, and the next one said 4. You see my example? Okay. And I ask many people this question. And these are different people. These are my different subjects. This is my sample, all right? And these dots here mean, and so on and so on. So what's the difference between this now, this variable, this data, and the ones I would get from the number of passengers in a car? Okay, you guys got it. Okay, so the issue is that I made this list. This is Teresa's list. So let's call it Researcher 1. That's my list. But another person interested in this question could make a list, and the restaurants could be in a different numbering scheme. They could have used different values here. The values are not required from researcher to researcher to be the same. You know, it could be a different order. It's not going to be wrong. Okay? You follow what I'm saying? So the point here is that from researcher to researcher, a person doing this, the numbers are not, you're not stuck with that labeling of the restaurants with these numbers. It could be different. So in that sense, the favorite restaurant is a numbering scheme that's qualitative or categorical. So this is going to be categorical. That's what it's called. And number of passengers in a car, well, if one researcher observes the passengers in the car and another researcher observes the same number of passengers in a car, so let's say they have checkpoints and they're looking into cars as the cars slow down and counting how many passengers are in a car. Then from researcher to researcher, unless their vision is obstructed or one has poor sight, they're going to have the same number, right? The numbers assigned to each of the cars passing will be identical. So because of that, this is not categorical. The numbers actually are measurable by counting. This is called a quantitative variable. I'm going to do that again. Okay, so passengers in a car is quantitative. Okay, so there's two more variables, temperature and performance rank. Which of the remaining two is categorical? Which of the remaining two is categorical? Right. Performance rank is categorical. So this one is also categorical. But it's also distinct from favorite restaurant. What's the difference between favorite restaurant and performance rank? They're both categorical, but there's a refinement of one over the other that provides more information. What is the difference between these two? Favorite restaurant and performance rank. Which one provides more detailed information? In which case does the number matter or mean something significant? Right. Performance gives more information because it relates the numbers to each other. A smaller number, first place, means a better performance. Okay, now the interval between first, second, and third might be unknown, but we still have more information than the favorite restaurant. So favorite restaurant is called nominal variable, and performance rank is called ordinal because the order matters. Okay, so that's how you distinguish. The more information, like order in the numbers, relating the numbers, makes it an ordinal variable. Okay, so that's an example of subtypes. So the different types are quantitative and categorical, but within the two types, there's two subtypes. In this case, nominal, which is the least information provided. The numbers are just used to categorize values. And the categorical variable performance rank, which is ordinal, which provides a little more information. Now, depending on what kind of variable you get, you can generate different types of statistics. You need to be clear about what you have before you make any calculations. This is why I'm teaching you this. So let's even look now at the other variable that's left, temperature. Now, what kind of variable is two researchers could have the same tool, two different researchers would have to use the same tool to measure temperature, right? They'd use a barometer, a measure of the temperature. So this is also quantitative, but the difference is what I want to ask you now. What is the difference between I'm going to make this bigger here so you guys can see this. So passengers in a car is quantitative. And temperature is quantitative, but what's the difference between them? What's the subtype that I'm trying to point out here? And obviously you can read below if you need to, but you should have a sense. Temperature, you can measure you can measure more precisely depending on what tool you have. You can measure fractions of a degree. So in that sense, we refer to temperature as a continuous quantitative variable, different from passengers in a car, because you can't have fractions of a passenger, right? Passengers are whole numbers or discrete numbers. You would count 1, 2, 3, or 4. No fractions allowed. So passengers in the car are discrete. Okay, so that's the difference there. So we have categorical variables that are nominal or ordinal, and quantitative variables that are either discrete or continuous. So in summary here, we say after this example, quantitative variables have values that are objectively measured. So you use an instrument that everybody agrees upon. As a result, when you take those numbers and you make average calculations, the averages can be interpreted as a center of gravity. We'll get into that in the next class. Okay, so averages make sense as a summary measure of what its expected value for that data. Quantitative values may be discrete or continuous. Discrete values are whole numbers, whereas continuous values are fractions of a unit can be included. This is different than categorical variables, and I use the word categorical rather than qualitative just because it sounds confusing. Does the words sound very similar? Categorical variables are where values are in particular represent the categories, and these categories are assigned subjectively. If order matters, that is a categorical ordinal variable. If the numbers don't mean anything particular, there is no ranking of numbers. This is called a nominal variable. And I provide you some examples here. All right. So it's 7 o'clock for you, right? All right. So what I'm going to do is ask you to try this exercise for tomorrow. I'm just going to say to prepare it. I'm going to say it very simply. Do this. Complete this exercise. All right. And also complete the exercise on the next page. Here. We're going to talk about this tomorrow. All right, I want you to complete these exercises for tomorrow. And we'll begin the class talking about the exercises. And what I want you to do now, because we have 1 hour left, you see what happens in the notes if you turn the page. And I do recommend printing out the notes. I do ask you to have a printer in the syllabus. You can print out the notes. Some students are fine with reading off a tablet or the computer. I'm not. I prefer paper. So there may be students who agree with me and they prefer to print the documents. What you see on page 6 of the notes are the beginning of the discussion on designing experiments and samples. Much of the content, I'd say 75% of the content here is covered in the videos. I provide you the link to the videos. I want you to watch them now, okay, before you retire for the night. I want you to watch them on your own. Try not to stop them too much, just watch them straight through. You can turn on the captions on YouTube to convert them to French, and if that helps you, or English, if that helps you. And if you have questions about how to do that, please let me know and I can tell you. The videos are, you're going to watch the videos and then, or simultaneously, I don't know if you can, but you could follow through the notes. You'll see much of the highlights of the videos are mentioned in the notes. And we're going to review these more in depth tomorrow. Okay, so the videos must be watched before tomorrow's lecture, before 9 a.m. tomorrow. So if you don't watch them now, please make sure you watch them before 9 a.m. I'm not going to watch them with you because I cannot watch a YouTube video while live streaming YouTube. Also, it doesn't make much sense. So let me show you. Let me remind you where they are. So I told you here is the link to the videos. Okay, so go to this link now and watch these 4 videos that I put for you. Email me if you have any questions or concerns, or you want to talk to me. I can FaceTime or I can Skype with you. I don't have a Zoom service. Professor Dr. Latortu was the one who sent out the invitation. I'm not sure if that's Doran. I need to find out. But anyway, if you need to talk to me, we can make a connection through WhatsApp or something if you have questions. But for tonight, all I want you to do is spend the next hour watching the videos here, okay? If you have any questions, you can ask me now. I will stay on the chat and answer your questions. Samuel mentioned that he thinks performance rank can be based on quantity also. I know what you mean, because to determine the performance ranking, numbers went into the calculation to determine one is better than the other, correct? But I can explain that more tomorrow, okay, Samuel? I will get into that more tomorrow. So what I want you guys to do now is I'm going to write the link here. And watch the videos there. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. I will send you the link for our lecture, and I will see about whether we can spend maybe the afternoon in Zoom, or some portion of the afternoon in Zoom, okay? I'm here if you have questions. Thank you for your time. You guys are waiting for other people to ask questions. Okay, maybe we can agree to sign off. I will sign off in 2 minutes, unless you have questions. 9 a.m. See you there.